Hey, hello! I'm glad to have you eco-friendly clean with me today. Hey guys, if you'd like some green, non-toxic cleaning hacks that work, this Homeschool Mom of 6 has you covered. Today I'll be sharing some of my top favorite efficient green cleaning hacks and tools that I use to get my house clean and cleaned fast. Before I start, I just want to say I am addicted to Clean With Me videos. I find them so motivating. They totally get me in the cleaning mood. Right now, they are exploding on YouTube. With that said, I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you love them? Hate them? Never heard of them? As you're watching this, will you let me know if you would like to see me do more of these for you? Leave a comment and tell me yay or nay. I'm not planning on doing many more of these unless you let me know you want to see more of them from me. So I mentioned being a homeschool mom of 6. What has that got to do with green cleaning? Everything. First off, let me just say, being a homeschool mom means my kids are always here, in the house, making messes. I don't get time to clean while they're at school or anything like that. Since I nor my husband came from a big family and we're now a family of 8, sometimes we are in disbelief over how fast the house can go from clean to trashed. If you've got small kids, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not familiar with big family lifestyles, let me just tell you, it is so messy. I have had to develop stellar methods to keep up with the messes. I am so excited to share them with you because they work splendidly for our big family, and that means they're going to work even better for smaller families and individuals. Okay, so why green? Because my kids are with me all the time. I love non-toxic, green, eco-friendly cleaning because I don't want to expose my kids to the chemicals in most cleaning products that are out there, especially since the kids end up using many of the products. Chemical exposure in the average home, it is a huge problem and it can cause so many health issues, including allergies and worse. Look into it, you'll see. I will try to remember to link to some of the studies below. So, we are green cleaners. So let's talk about floors. Floors are probably the biggest challenge around here to keep clean. We clean the main floor at least 2 or 3 times a week. That might seem like a lot to some people, but our main floor, it sees so much foot traffic and we have little kids and always spilling things. So if you were to show up here unannounced on a day that we didn't clean the main floor, you would probably never know we clean it as often as we do. I used to take a lot longer cleaning the main floor, but thankfully I've been investing in some tools that make it go much faster. And one of them is my dust mop. I used to have a NORWEX dust mop, which I loved, and I highly recommend them. But mine, it broke after a few years of use because kids were using it all the time. And I didn't want to spend the money for a new one because they are kind of expensive. So I tried a couple cheaper ones from another brand and they broke within a month or 2. Eventually, I found this bamboo dust mop. It is by far one of my top favorite dust mops. Like, I still love NORWEX, but I definitely love this one equally as much. And the best of all is that the NORWEX pads actually fit on this perfectly. So I got this one off of Amazon and it makes very speedy work of sweeping. Sweeping is something we actually need to do at least twice a day around here. So this dust mop, it actually stays out. I like that it's wood and it's not unattractive to look at. But what I really love is how it glides across the floor and it catches everything. It is lightweight and it can glide under beds and furniture. It glides under the sofa. This thing makes speedy work of sweeping and it is kind of fun to use. By the way, if you see a tool or a product I'm using here that you want, be sure to check the links below because I'm going to try to link to everything that I use here. Some of the links are affiliate, but some of them are not. Some of these things I'm just sharing because, hey, that's what friends are for, right? Another floor tool I can't believe that I went most of my motherhood life without is this floor steamer. I love, love, love it. I still use a mop. I use my NORWEX mop probably like once a week or once every other week, but I don't have time to mop my floors as often as they need, and so this thing saves the day. It is great for all floors in the house and it makes it super fast to to just get it done. This one is a shark, and although I do love it, my kids have dropped it multiple times and it's getting a little slow now. Eventually, I would like to upgrade, and I'm going to spend a little bit more money on the next one because I want one that will get a little hotter than this and produce more steady steam. This one used to be more steady at producing steam, but being dropped so many times definitely impacted that feature. So this thing is so nice because it actually sanitizes the floors with steam. I love using it everywhere, but especially in the kitchen where the food is dropped daily, and under the table, and where it needs to be mopped almost daily. Bathrooms. Oh my gosh, you guys, sometimes I am in just utter disbelief and awe over how quickly big family bathrooms can go from pristine to messy and yucky. One of the things that I have found that make cleaning the bathrooms easier and faster are big, huge scrub brushes. I don't mess around. These things work way better at cleaning than claws for a lot of bathroom cleaning purposes. My favorite brush is this big, huge bath brush. I got it at our local hardware store, and it is so handy. So I don't know if I'll be able to find a link for this for you below, but I'm just telling you, go to any one of your Ace hardware stores or a hardware store, and they're probably gonna have these. So of course, cleaning cloths, yes, they're still necessary. I still use them. My favorite cleaning cloths are by NORWEX. Now, I'm not a NORWEX consultant, so this is not a sales pitch. I get nothing for telling you about NORWEX. With that said, I love NORWEX. They make products that enable you to clean with just water. It doesn't get more eco-friendly than that, friends. NORWEX is a company that began in Norway, and their mission is to reduce the use of chemicals in the home to improve the quality of life, which I'm all about. Their claws, listen up, their claws remove up to 99% of bacteria from surfaces. That is phenomenal. One of the products I love most from NORWEX are these Enviro cloths. They clean and they pick up 7 times their weight, so they clean for miles without having to be rinsed. You do not need cleaning solution to use with these cloths. Like I said, they work with just water. They're not your ordinary microfiber cleaning cloth. They aren't even close to being like the kind you find for sale in most places. In fact, they have a completely different feel. They feel more like cotton. I do not like regular microfiber cleaning cloths at all, but I love these. I really like that these cloths contain silver strands, which inhibit bacteria, mold, and fungus, so they self-purify as they dry. This means you can use these again and again and again before you need to launder them. So a couple times a week, the kids spot clean this bathroom. It's their job to do that. And every other week or so, I come through and I give it a deep clean. And you guys, this is awful. Look how bad the floor was this time. Ew. That's how well the NORWEX rag cleans, of course, along with the scrub brush. Big family bathtubs. Oh my goodness, they get so stinking grungy. You guys, it's probably one of my least favorite things to clean is the bathtub. But I did discover that using brushes helps get the job done much faster. I don't have a special cleaner I use for my bathtub. I use baking soda. It works spectacularly, and I just put a little bit of dish soap in with it when I am cleaning my bathtub, and it cuts the grime, it cuts the grease, and like I said, this brush helps it get the job done super fast. So you guys, we have super hard water, and the water has actually ruined a couple of our toilets. That's how hard the water is. And I finally found something that seems to be working to keep them from getting all the mineral buildup. It says safe for plumbing and septic systems, but it's Wink. It's Rust Guard Wink. If you guys know of anything that's a little more environmentally friendly, that would be great. Please let me know in the comment section below. For those of you who are just going through toilet after toilet because of hard water and calcifications and, you know, mineral deposits, this stuff keeps the toilet so clean.
So I wanted to show you guys, since it is a small bathroom, I have an over-the-door hanger and a shower caddy that I got at the thrift store for a couple bucks. and it holds a bunch of spare things that would not fit in the bathroom otherwise. So around that, it's a fake plant because there's no windows in here. So around the fake plant, you can't see it, but it's hiding a whole bunch of little items.
Several months ago, our vacuum shut craps, and I was so disappointed because this vacuum, it was one of the best vacuums I had ever had. It was a Shark. I don't remember what series it was, but it was an awesome vacuum. It had the best suction. It had a floor setting for hardwood floors and then a setting for carpets, and it had outlasted every vacuum that I think I've ever had except for the Rainbow. I had a Rainbow vacuum once. Sorry, that definitely was hands down the best vacuum I've ever had. So this one that I'm talking about, the Shark, was the second best vacuum I've ever had until perhaps now. I am super excited because we have just gone through a really bad vacuum experience. So after the Shark stopped working and I had to get a new vacuum, I had my husband go pick one up, and God bless him, I love him to the moon and back, but he ended up getting a vacuum that, let's just say, didn't cut it. He ended up getting it was a Bissell. It was the one for pets. We don't have pets in the house. We don't have indoor pets, but it was a vacuum for indoor pets. It had no attachments that suited our needs. Like, it had a couple of attachments, but they were not very good attachments and they weren't meeting our needs. And it didn't have a setting for hardwood floors, which the majority of the vacuuming in our house is done is hardwood floors. We only have 2 area rugs. The rest of the house is flooring and hardwood floors. So I was not happy with that vacuum, and especially going up and down stairs. It was just a hassle. The vacuum was kind of more trouble than it was worth. So about a month ago, I told my husband we really need to think about getting a new vacuum, one that is for hardwood flooring. Long story short, he was like, well, why? We just got one. I said, yeah, that one is not my friend. That is not a vacuum that I can live with very much longer. Anyways, in a house as big as ours, you end up needing to vacuum probably 2 and 3 times a week at least. As a family as big as ours. We have a lot of kids. We have a family of 8, and so the floors get super messy super fast. Okay, so with that said, Black Friday came around, and I just happened to notice that Shark was having a sale on their navigators, the lift away pod navigator, and it was a half off sale on them. So of course I told my husband about it, and he was like, get it. He says Shark's the best anyways. So I did. I got it, and it came, and you guys, here it is. I actually have it out of the box. I have been using it, and I have been loving this vacuum. This is the Shark Lift Away Navigator, and I'm just going to show you guys how it works. It's got a lift away pod so that you can take the pod off and vacuum stairs and go all around the corners of your house and vacuum. And I'll just show you guys instead of telling you. It's better if I show you. Before I forget, if you're enjoying this video, would you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up? Also, if you want to see more videos from me, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Something that I really love doing with essential oils is make my own air freshener. You have so much room to create and explore different scents when you make your own, and it is by far healthier. Let me just put it this way. It's actually healthy versus what you get when you buy the air fresheners from the store. Around 15 years ago, I did a study on air fresheners. They actually work by numbing the nasal passages, and they also have fragrance, and the ingredients they use to make all this is really unsafe. So I like to make my own. And it seriously, guys, could not be more fun or more easy. So what I like to do is I like to get rubbing alcohol, vodka is actually better for you to use. So you can do that as well. And I use about a cup of the alcohol. Then I put my essential oils in. If you mix the essential oils with water, it's not going to disperse and it's going to just sit on the top and it doesn't work very well. So if you use the alcohol, it helps the essential oils disperse throughout the alcohol, and then you can add some water afterwards. And that is how I make mine. So I have another cleaner that I make that I really, really like to use, and it works amazingly. Hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide kills most viruses and bacteria. And so this is what I use around my sinks and in places where I know there's probably a lot of viruses and bacteria growing. I just use 3% hydrogen peroxide from the stores because if you research it, you'll see it can inactivate things like the rhinovirus and all kinds of viruses and bacteria. And so I use it straight. I just add some essential oils with it because I do think it doesn't smell good. So I like to add the essential oils to make it smell better. It is recommended that you clean the space that you're going to be using the peroxide on with soap and water first to make it more effective. I think it is super fun to watch work. So you spray the space down and then you can see that wherever there are germs, you can see the hydrogen peroxide start to bubble and work, and it turns white. I think that's fun. Science nerd, I guess. So one thing you need to know about hydrogen peroxide is it is slightly acidic, and it can and will break down the finish of some surfaces like marble and granite and some wood finish surfaces. So you need to be aware of that and use caution. You might test it on a small spot first and maybe just, don't use it on marble or granite. Maybe you just want to use your NORWEX cloth for that instead. You also never want to combine vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. That can be dangerous, and you don't want to combine hydrogen peroxide with other cleaning agents, either like bleach. That could be very dangerous. One of the things I really like to use the peroxide solution on are my sink, because I have a white porcelain sink and the peroxide helps to whiten it. Another cleaning tool I found this year and I'm completely crazy over are these brushes. I have them in 3 different sizes. They make dish duty so simple, so fast, and so easy. I use them for dishes and to clean the sinks, and I have a really stiff bristle one to clean cast iron pans with. Lately, I have been making my own peppermint sink cleaner. I got this idea from Simply Scandish Home. I love that channel. So I got this recipe from that channel, and it consists of dried eggshells and essential oils. And I can't remember if she had baking soda in hers or not, but I did add baking soda to mine, and I just love how it cleans. And I have quite a few drops of peppermint oil in there, and I just can't tell you how lovely the scent is. You just need to make this for yourself and see. The scent is so lovely, and it makes me so happy when I'm cleaning. Another product from NORWEX that I'm a huge fan of are the dusting mitts. We love these things. When you rub them together, just like get the static activated in them, it picks up the dust even better, and they work so well. These contain silver too, so that helps to inhibit some microbes. And they make them in kids' sizes. How fun is that? I have a few of them, and when it's time to dust, all the kids run and they get their little dusting mitts, and we all get the job done quickly together. So when I'm dusting and vacuuming and all that good stuff, I like to turn my air purifiers on full speed. And one of my favorite air purifiers that I have found is the Silver Onyx. And it just works great. It comes in like 3 different colors, and it has so many features. It has 5 different levels of filtration. The lowest level is very quiet, and the loudest level is kind of loud, but it works. It works magnificently. It has a true HEPA charcoal filter, which captures like 99.97% of dust and allergens as small as 0.3 microns. And that means, like airborne pollutants, pet dander, pollen, dust mites, mold spores, odors. This thing is great for deodorizing the house. And of course, household dust. Another feature that it has is a clean air ionizer. So the Silver Onyx HEPA air purifier, it ionizes, and it also has a UV sanitizer and more activated carbon filters. This is one of the best air purification devices I have ever had. I personally suffer from a few different allergies. I have an autoimmune disease, and so I have to be really careful about the air, because if there gets to be very many allergies in the air, I will get sick pretty quickly. And I find that when I use this thing, I don't get sick nearly as often, and I don't have nearly the allergens and the problems that I have versus when I don't use it. Let's talk about stainless steel. I love the look, but I don't love the smudges. Around 20 years ago, I had a friend who used to use baby oil to polish her stainless steel, and it worked so well. I actually came up with my very own stainless steel polish though. I use mineral oil, a little vinegar, and some water and orange essential oil. It smells great and it works spectacularly. You can use any essential oil to scent it. I like the orange because I think it's a strong enough oil to cover the vinegar smell. This stuff helps keep the fridge clean, the oven clean, my range hood, and it helps keep them clean for a while afterwards because the oil lasts and kind of protects it from smudges and fingerprints. I like to make my own stainless steel cleaner because typical stainless steel cleaner has some pretty toxic chemicals in it that I don't want my family breathing or touching, especially since I have small children who are always touching the stainless steel. I don't want, those chemicals to absorb into their skin or, when they put their fingers in their mouth. So that's why I like to make my own. And I highly recommend it because this stuff works. So at our home, Fridays are cleaning day, and we don't really have like a set method where we start here and move our way through. We all just kind of tackle it at once together. And that is one of my biggest tips for you if you have kids. Get them involved. In some cases, if you don't get them involved, you will never make it through. And that is definitely the case in our home. If I tried to do it all myself, I would maybe be able to clean a quarter of the home, and I wouldn't make it to the rest of the home before the day ended. I actually like to purchase cleaning products that are just for kids and cleaning tools that are just their size, and I will try to link to some of those below for you as well. Oh my gosh, you guys, the NORWEX window cloth is another favorite. You can use these a couple different ways. I have lots of sticky fingers touching my windows and mirrors, so I need to use the Enviro cloth first, but most people a lot of times can just use a spray bottle of water to wet the surface and then use the window cloth. So this window cloth cleans without chemicals and it creates a truly clean surface. And you can see the difference. I am not kidding. Chemical cleaners leave a residue that you can see. When you think you got the window clean and you step aside and you see there's a film. This doesn't happen with these. And these work even better than newspaper and vinegar water. Not kidding. I've been really enjoying this Liebman Wonder Mop. It's one of the easier mops that I've ever used, actually. On Amazon, it's an Amazon's Choice item. It's super easy to wring out. It's got a metal handle, so it's durable. And one of the neat things about the mop heads are that they are machine washable. So every so often, the floors do need to be washed the old-fashioned way with a mop and water or a rag and water. And even though the steamer works wonderful, you still have to go through sometimes and, do this the old-fashioned way. And this is one of my favorite mops. I, of course, like to use the NORWEX mop, the gray mop pad. And I like to use that with my bamboo dust mop too. Friends, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Check the links below, and we'll see you next time.